Hi everyone. Well, it's 8:01 West African time. Okay. Good evening from this part of the world. Let's wait for people to join in. Hi, hi, hi. Hi everyone. Okay, so I don't know if I'm audible enough, but I think I should be. So while we're waiting for our speaker, hello, waiting for a speaker. How are we doing? So while she comes on, I don't know if I'm audible enough. Okay, so you know, motherhood is actually a lot, and some of us are still trying to find our feet. Some of us are trying to find our feet and get through it successfully. God gives us wisdom and understanding, to go through the place successfully. So while we wait for our speaker, I don't know if we have any questions so that we can pin it down. As regarding life, career, as regarding starting a business. It's been a burden in my heart because these things are mostly you have to pay for this information, and nobody's ready to give out these informations for free. Like everybody's monetizing everything. Like to get anybody's edge, like to get anybody's knowledge now, you have to you have to you have to pay to get information on this particular subject. Like you see a lot of course, you have to you have to pay for some things, right? But I feel that sometimes it's also good that we we share this knowledge if we have the opportunity to, and that's why myself and few friends that have been able to find our feet to a point, trying to make sure that okay, we pass this information across, like we help people to navigate successfully. So we are waiting for okay, yeah, finally we did it. Okay, can you hear me? Hello. I can hear you. Please, I'm trying to my camera on my face. Okay. So just give me a minute. Okay, fine, 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 fine. Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this live, and I know that you are going to go away with a lot of values, and I'm very sure that you'll be grateful you joined. So, basically, we're talking about navigating career and entrepreneurship as a new mom or a newbie. You don't have to be a mom, just navigating entrepreneurship. And, it's more responsibility when you are a mother and you are a wife. And that's the peg of it. And that's why we have people who are married on this live session. And I have with me here Mrs. Mrs. Temitokpe. Right, Mrs. Temitokpe. I don't want to murder your surname. I've been trying to rehearse your surname. Can you hear me? Hello? She's actually on transit, and that's why she's here to really um she's here to fully settle in. Okay, so Mrs. Temitope Adeyan Kinu, I don't know if I pronounced that right. When she joins, she's going to pronounce her name again for us. She'll be joining me in tonight's conversation. It's actually a conversation, okay? And also she's going to be sharing from her many wealth of knowledge. Please confirm you can hear me. Yes, I can hear you very well. That's good. Yeah, so I want you to pronounce your surname again so that everybody can get it right. Hello. Okay, so while she's still stabilizing, her brand value is centered around faith, finance, fun, and family. And she's a speaker, a content creator, and a personal finance expert. So if you need someone who will help you to, put your money together, that you will not spend lavishly, you not do what do they call it now? Panic buying, or all these covetousness buying. So she is a finance coach. She works for personal people, she works with families, she works with a company, and basically she's going to be teaching us, and we would be having a conversation on how to navigate entrepreneurship. She's not just a finance coach, she does she's a personal shopper. So she does errands for people who want a luxury at a cheaper price. She does that very well. She's my good friend, and she's here on air. She's here with me on our IG live. Aside that, personally, okay, let me introduce myself to Christiana Amokeodo, and I'm the creative director for Cuba Air Clinic. I'm a registered nurse, and also I I wear so many hats. Yes, I I run a foundation, and also I do quite a lot of things. Yeah, at this phase of my life, I'm into hair care, hair care, basically hair care product, and helping new moms who are having alopecias after birth, helping people who are actually having hair loss, and helping them to find their feedback and their self-esteem. So tonight, let's start with Mrs. Temitope. So would you like to share with us how being a new mom and transiting back to your 9 to 5 job, and also your entrepreneurial skills? How has it been? How are you finding your feet? Can you share with us, please?
Yes, I can and I will. And thank you for having me here. Good evening, everyone. I want to believe you can hear me clearly. Thank you for
Yes, we
everyone
can
that
hear
has
you.
joined. I can see my friends are here on this live, and it's my first IG live. Let's do more of this. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me, Mrs. Christiana,
you're
and well
welcome.
done with what you're doing.
Thank
You are the
you.
head doctor I know right now, and that's beautiful. Thank you for what
Thank you.
you're doing for all the moms
Thank you.
that's possible that lost their hair during pregnancy, childbirth, motherhood. And I really thank God, because I thought I was going to, because I had to even pull my head down. Imagine raising your natural hair for more than 6 years, 7 years,
Right.
and pregnancy comes, and the first thing I had to do first trimester was like, I can't be doing natural hair and still be trying to be safe. This pregnancy thing, let's bring it up. I was on loop all through. And I started making my hair back, and it's coming up, so I'm really
Right.
grateful. Well done, well done, well
Thank
done,
you.
well done, well done.
Thank
All
you.
right, yes, my journey, motherhood, and business entrepreneurship, coming back to work. Trust me, it wasn't a walk in the park. And one thing that stood out for me, and it was a personal resolution. I had heard, you know, before you have your own child, possibly I've heard stories. And one of the things that I have heard and I've seen over time is women having to give up on their career, or possibly even get to the point of resigning from work also, and start pursuing entrepreneurship, not because they actually want to be entrepreneurs, but because they want more time with their family, and because they can't cope, or so they just want to be there for their children. They have to leave their jobs. I know some of them that personally regret that decision. Some are just trying to wheel around it and try to manage the situation, because of course they still need money for the family, so they have to, not necessarily because they like to do it. So it was a decision for me, a personal decision for me, that whichever way it comes, I want to be that mom that motherhood is not the reason why I'm not showing up. Yes. So I remember I had my baby in November, and by December I had the opportunity to be at a business meeting with quite a lot of people that are doing well in business. And of course, what What am I doing? Doing my business as a personal shopper, as a financial consultant, finance coach, and all of that. I am not where I want to be yet, but I was able to be in the same, to sit in the same place with people that are doing it well, people that are doing it right, and I could have just said no, I can't show up. In fact, the person that was organizing it, that was hosting it, said, so person, take it up, where can you coordinate it? The expectation was that I should say no, because my baby was barely 7 weeks or so. But because of that decision I had made, I told myself, motherhood will not be the reason why I won't show up for things I won't show up in my life, whether in my career or my job or anywhere in my business or so. So I told myself I was going to do it. I went there with my baby. And thank God my grandma was around who was supporting me. And as a newborn, a lot of people will even tell me you're not supposed to be exposing the baby to this thing. You're supposed to be at home and stop exposing to infection. You're supposed to be at home. No, I said no. My own resolution is that motherhood will not be the reason why we're not sure.
Right.
It is not going to be easy. It is not going to come at a cost that I'm not able to do. But I am going to show up regardless. And that has changed everything for me. So even going back to work, my maternity leave was some days short of 3 months, and I should possibly ask for more time. I can do that. I can tell them I need more time for my maternity leave. I won't stay at home. But by the time I reviewed my career, the previous year for me was like a rough year. I was pregnant all through, and my pregnancy was tough. So I was working from home a large part of last year, and I've not been showing up. And what that means for me is that I have not been seen consistently back to back for quite a number of months. So I put myself in the shoe of, if I'm the boss, if I'm the owner of my business, am I going to take extra 2 months and extra 3 months because I can actually take it and I can actually get it? At worst, I'll tell them that it's a no pay me. All of that. Do you understand? Yeah. I told myself that if it was my business, this is the same responsibility. I'm going to come back to work, whichever way it's going to be, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do it. I had a surgery, so I should take more time. But because of my decision, because I told myself I'm going to show up regardless, whichever way it is. And I went back to work. Truth be told, the first few weeks, the first 4 days, the first day, the first few weeks, didn't look like I'm supposed to be in that environment because it doesn't look like I knew what I was doing. I was constantly thinking of my child. I was not feeling as if I was productive. Right. I was feeling like, I'm treating my organization set because I don't feel like I'm adding enough value because I am not present. And I'm trying to catch up from last year and everything. It's my decision to show up and let's
Okay. Sorry to cut you. So I would like to ask, when you were transiting back to work, do you like have maybe somebody to keep your baby? How did you navigate that particular part? Because that's where a lot of people get stuck, like who to keep their baby with, how because most companies in Nigeria actually give just 3 months, and not except you want to do maybe leave without pay. So like my own company actually offered that grace. I still took so I took leave without pay for 3 months. I took all my sick leave. I took every possible off I could to take that 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 time to like 6 months so that I know my baby is well fed, is it doesn't have to go through the tension of me going to work and all of that. But still, I wasn't still in that right frame of mind to let him alone, especially with the fact that I didn't have anybody to keep him with, and I don't trust most scratch, especially around me. So you know I don't want to take up the conversation. So how did you navigate that particular part? How did you do it?
Honestly, it's one of the most worrisome thing any new mom is going to ever go through. When you're going back to work, you are first of all guilty that you have to leave your child.
Right.
Then you mentioned that thing of trust.
Mm-hmm.
You are not like, the truth is there is really nobody that can take care of your child
Like you.
And it's because of the system of motherhood, you carry the child. So on a good day, if all things are well, I'm not sure there's anyone that will love your child more than you can.
Definitely.
Love your husband, your father, the father of the child, even have the baby will definitely be different from yours. So that brings a particular fear that makes us feel like we can't trust any other person. But I had to have that conversation, in that conversation with God. One of the things I worried most when I was pregnant towards the end of the pregnancy was how am I going to do it? My both parents are late. I am the only child my mom had from my dad directly. So I have a lot of step siblings and I have siblings who are way older than I. And the last girl of my father's girls, 7 girls children I had, that is having our children in the 30s. All of them have already raised their children. So you can imagine how much of the people's children have raised growing up since I lost my mom at 11 years old. I was already helping them with their children. But now all of these people are in their early 30s or late 40s. Their children are now in the university and like couldn't access the kind of help I gave out. So all through pregnancy was worse. But I had a friend, Abisala. She always tell me, don't worry, keep praying. Just the prayer I was praying, I was not serious with like.
Yeah, of course. I do even have the energy to pray.
I just try to pray and believe that the Lord will really start to me out. And honestly, God did it. It was not the prayers. I don't know why I deserve it, but I know it was my worries that God really came through for me. God fixed it. So I was able to get my family to come with me, to come stay with me. And she has been supporting this with them, this for one us. And it has been beyond what I can imagine. I never saw that help would come that way. So two things I want to emphasize in this short story I just said is that you're going to have those concerns, you're going to have those struggles, but there's no solution in it. So, what you really have to fix that issue of trust is an emotion that is still making us believe that we can be the only one that can love our children. In fact, I remember my friend that I mentioned, she sent me a confession. Oh, I love that confession. The confession was praying about the kind of caregivers the Lord is going to bless you with. The people that are going to love your children the way you will love them. The people that are going to instill the right values in your children if you are not there. The people that are not going to speak the gospel. Oh my God. I was not even serious declaring it. I've seen the possibility, and I want to ensure every mom or mom to all that. So it's all I'm going to have those struggles. You're going to feel like, how am I going to do it when I get back to work? But you have to trust God to bring you help. God is able to bring you the kind of help. Because there's a lot of things going on in the society. A lot of people cannot keep nannies. Nannies are selling children. Nannies are parting away with people's business. So I thought of a whole lot of things. I over worried. I over thought of things like I can't. Okay, let me take a nanny. The nanny will be coming. This I just work out this course. One way, I was able to find a fix for now because I didn't want to do correct. I didn't want a situation because the midwife in the hospital because I stayed about 8 to 9 days in the hospital after delivering my child. And she said the first 1 year with the child should actually be sick. And that decision is based on how you raise the child, what you expect the child. So I used to feel like my child doesn't deserve to be in an environment I'm going to expect to things that are treating infection and all that. So I worry about I don't want to put pressure. Okay, I'm going to do that. At least going to come in the morning on days I work from home and the days I work from home. A lot of things I was trying to make a lot of that. But the one that came true for me was the fact that I got somebody. So my charge or my advice on that is outsource. Trust that God can place people in that that are going to support you in the way that you do to you. You have to trust. That's fear. It's from
It's from the pit of hell. Actually, I think the fear is from the so many information that we have seen and heard. So it kind of already form a an authority in our mind that okay, oh nobody, yeah, your subconscious is already like mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay, so I remember this actually takes me to when I was also trying to outsource, like trying to look for help by all means so I could resume back. When I could not get, before I eventually settle in for help, I actually wanted them to come in. I want to observe them for like 2, 3 weeks before I resume work. And I discovered that, see the help I want to take, she's just sleeping. She's just so sluggish. She's not doing, what I would have expected her to do in my absence. So it kind of make me lose trust. And I had to just take it back to prayers. God, I desire and I want a good nanny before God actually shows up. So I think the place of prayer and the place of trust cannot be overemphasized. So okay, so now thankfully you are. I think the tweak in your own story is that you can work, you can work from home. For someone like me in the healthcare industry where we cannot work from home. You have to be in that space. You know, it's a lot. And the fact that, okay, I have to resume by, say, 8 o'clock and close by 6, which is not always 6 most of the time. Our 6 is always 8 because you have to hand over to the coming um, personnel that will take over from you and you have to take them around the world, put them through. At the end of the day, you'll be getting home by 10. Personally, I don't have a help at the time. My mom is a pastor in our church. She didn't stay with me more than 2 weeks. I also gave birth through CS. So it's just me, my husband, and my son. So there was nobody. I don't have my siblings, they're all grown up. Most of them that would have, showed up, they are also out of the country. And my male siblings, what do you expect? What do you want a male to come and do for you? Nothing. So it was just me, my husband, and my son. And with the Lagos traffic and everything, we had to come to the resolution of okay, let's travel out. The traveling out didn't work because I was reading for an exam, I was breastfeeding, I was doing house domestic activities. Oh yes, my husband was quite supportive. Like I give it to him. However, we cannot still negotiate the fact that a woman still has a lot to, put in order in the home. You know, I can't leave let me say 6 months old with somebody who is working, is a software engineer, so he works from home. Most of the time, he's even lost in his work that is when maybe whatever he's fixing is rectified that it comes and oh, how you guys doing? So it's a lot of challenge, and that's why I quickly think of okay, what other can I do as 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 a healthcare practitioner that I don't have to work. I navigated into tech, but at the time the baby, my son was so demanding. I could not, there was just so many responsibility, and we have to okay think of business. And when we talk about this business, one thing that we didn't do was really, really probably I would if I see anybody that wants to go into business now, I will really tell the person to go and do their findings very well because all that glitters are not actually gold. Like, oh Jesus, it is not. It is not.
Somebody still told me this week. There's a lot of money in transportation business.
It's all that glitters are not gold. And as a new mom, I understand that we're trying to navigate and we're trying to, find our feet. Business is a good idea, it's great. However, in order not to go back to that feeling of, oh, I'm just wasting away, I can't even return back to my job, this baby is taking me, you know, taking me out of what I really want to do for my life. I think one of the things that we can begin to do is to make our research right from conception, like right from when you know that I'm pregnant, you know, start to think, start to make plans of
Yes.
how you
The
really want
moment
to
you are
navigate.
planning to have
Right.
a child, the moment you're planning to be pregnant, or immediately you
Yes,
discover that
yes.
you're pregnant,
Like
start
if
thinking
if you
to
know that your kind of job is a full-time job that requires your attention, because I knew that if I should resume my nursing job at that time, I'm not going to know my son again because I'm coming back from work, I am tired. I know how I used to be
and
when
get some money.
before I right. And if I want to leave my house at the time, I leave the house around 5. Will I wake a baby of 3 months to bathe just because I want to go to work?
Maybe at 4 a.m.
Like even I can't even do anything at work because all my mind will just be like I didn't do
So
my due diligence.
can I say something to that? So
Okay.
something that my mind. One of the values I want to imbibe at this phase of my life is to believe that life is not supposed to be straight, because the way we have been subconsciously programmed is to believe, when you go to school, you are doing the
Right.
next five, the next work, and you're supposed to work, and you're supposed to do
Mm-hmm.
this. So we live such a segmented life that we expect everything to be straight. There was a quote I saw at the time I gave birth, and I was like, a woman's career is not straight.
Mm-hmm.
It could be this, it could be this, it could be this. So when you see the first news, oh, congratulations, sir, that was the who became a CEO this week. I finished that
Yeah.
story
Yeah.
this week, and one of the stories I read about is that, oh, I actually have 6 children and all of that.
Mm.
So I want to believe, and that's one of the values I want to begin to communicate, that a lot of women need to start adding to their values. That your life is not going to be, and it's okay if at the season of your life when you are having your children, based on your family
Mm-hmm.
values, you want to do this, you want to navigate something else, you want to shift and all of that. So is this space
Mm-hmm.
to do have to so thinking about the fact that you get pregnant again and want to is that I have a better plan financially. I have to stay at home, my job, important to stay out of it. I want to be and it's going to smooth. So I have better plans.
Right.
Your career
And
sometimes the
trying to
allowance
trying to
time, because that's what it's like.
right. All you know, it's a different path. Not a sin. Like I remembered I faced a lot of prejudice. Is it prejudice now? Like I faced a lot of critics. Let me say it's critics when I was navigating into the AK industry. Like